This is my audio for Am I Wrong? These are the main two vocals here. This first vocal, I've got sort of a channel EQ compressor and noise gate. Then got a pop vocal here, similar to sort of the other tracks. Um, similar. It's just sort of reducing the low end and sort of removing the mids and increasing the highs, just to sort of lift the vocal a bit. Compressor here, then again got studio vocal. Um, this is sort of it allows the vocal to it cleans it up away and just sort of lifts the vocal, giving it more sort more power through increased volume, and just sort of gives the vocal a studio feel, which is what I like. And then here, the noise gate is just sort of clean out any background noise and any just sort of low end pitches that can't be heard, but just don't need to be there. I've then got an expander. It's with a crisp up. It just sort of elevates the vocal to sort of just give it more presence. And here I've got an exciter on vocal edge, again that just sort of lifts the vocal up and just makes it stick out that little bit more against the rest of the track. And here I've got a bus which has a reverb on it, sort of vocal room. This sort of just gives the vocal just a bit of atmosphere, um, and it allows the vocal to sort of have some space and sort of get it's put into an area. This first vocal is sort of the main vocal, and then this second vocal is kind of like it's the same audio as the first vocal, but it kind of adds a sort of a backing vocal in a way, just sort of to add a bit of texture kind of underneath the vocal. I've got again noise gate, compression channel are the same. Then I've got an expander and an exciter. On the expander again on crisp up, that's the same as before. So up until and the exciter I believe is the same. So that's sort of it's all the same really as the first vocal. I did add an ensemble to that, but actually thought that it made the vocal together just sort of sound too wet, like there was just too much going on. So I took the ensemble off, but I do have a reverb and a chorus on this chroma reverb here again on vocal room, and then this chorus here um, on vocal backups, just sort of to thicken out the backing here. Although I think I might actually put this. I decided that I won't. Sometimes I go back and forth thinking actually it sounds good, actually it doesn't. But I think it's always a good idea to once you've made your decision, just sort of stick with it because chances are it will be the right decision. And so even though this first vocal is sort of the kind of the same now, realizing this chorus isn't actually active, should probably turn that on. I think probably about there should do it. I believe. I think when I last did it, I turned it off to sort of test it out, and then forgot to put it back on. It's not a bus, so I can only it's just sort of there in the background, and it's I don't get the full force from the chorus. But yeah, having this second vocal just sort of gives texture to the overall vocal, and just sort of lifts the vocal up and enables the vocal to have a bit more presence. I've got these two vocal tracks are just the same as the audio is the same as this chorus. It's just sort of duplicated so that there isn't just a blank space of audio here. Because I thought listening to it, it sounded a bit weird having nothing going on here. So I added in sort of this bit of audio that fits with the backing fine. um, that just to keep the audio going, so there's not a huge gap in the audio. And that's the vocals.